So we're here at the Black Lives Matter protest in Melbourne, Australia. Now we've come here to ask some basic questions because we're in a COVID crisis at the moment, restrictions. Anybody can be fined for going to work, but 40,000 people have descended on the city for the death of an African American in Minnesota at the hands of a white police officer. So, do any of them even know Justine Damon's name? The Australian woman that was murdered by the same police force. Let's find out. She got shot dead by an African American. Is that just as bad or not?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's just shit, the amount of people that are like, all lives matter. It's like, yeah, okay.
Does all lives matter?
Not right now.
Why do you think no one ever protested like this? 40,000 people in the city for somebody who's not even Australian. But when Justine Damon was shot dead, and she doesn't have a criminal history, why do you think that is?
Well, I'd have to say that's a bit of white supremacy, is it not? You know, that's not...
Why is it white supremacy?
Well, because she's white. Because she's white. She's white.
Do you know somebody called Justine Damon? No.
No.
You sure?
Yep.
No, a person called Justine Damon.
No.
Justine Damon? Do any of you know that name?
Not that I know of, I haven't heard it.
George Floyd is just one of many, and it's been happening since, you know...
Yeah, I understand that, but the problem is that statistically, actually, white people are killed at a higher rate by in police custody. Unarmed white people, more unarmed white people.
Yeah, where are you getting your facts from?
TR News.
Like, what is that?
Yeah, no.
Are you arguing with the statistic, or you just don't like it?
I think we need to talk to people of colour and get their voices.
I'm a person of colour. Justine Damon was murdered, unarmed, no criminal history, by a black police officer in Minnesota.
Okay.
There was no rallies here in Australia. The country, you're Australian.
Yeah.
Why?
For that one specifically, because the majority of black people who get murdered in America.
Follow you on Facebook and shit. I think you're an idiot.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love speaking to people who think I'm an idiot.
That's cool.
Okay, let's have a chat. So,
Go on.
are you? Which part of me is an idiot?
Well, I think you are just full of shit. Like you misinformation. You.
Like what?
I don't know. Well, I haven't been like following you recently. I had to stop. It was bad for my mental health.
What made you stop? Which thing exactly that I said made you stop watching me?
So I think it was a few months ago.
How'd you find lockdown? Let's talk person to person, human to human. Don't we
I'm
all?
interested in talking to you
Why not?
because you're a fascist.
Okay, what makes me a fascist?
You're far right. I'm not interested in talking to you.
What makes me far right?
Not interested in talking to you.
Hitler wouldn't have wanted me on board. I come from an
No,
ultra-orthodox...
But we're not in the days of Hitler no more. Like fascism looks very different today.
Okay, so does fascism... What does fascism look like today?
Oh, well, that's a big question. I mean, it's just like very more discreet and it's not so overt like Hitler would have said, you know, like if you're not blue-eyed and fair-haired, like you can't get away with that shit these days. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's not true. There's a lot of people that do say that, and they are fascists, and that's why they hate me.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of like, you know, right-wing people with fascist ideas that
Like what? Like what ideas?
Well, like, I don't fucking know.
Everywhere he goes, he does the same shit.
What have I done today?
Being a dumb cunt.
But that's no way to speak to a person of colour.
What do you think of the lockdown protests that are still going on?
Why not?
Oh, because we're not in lockdown anymore.
So why are they not allowed to protest? There were 4 cases, new cases on the day of the Black Lives Matter. I didn't say it came from there. There were 4 new... On the day of the lockdown this week on Tuesday where they pepper sprayed the crowd, there was 0 cases for 4 days prior to, and there was a lot more active cases at the time of the Black Lives Matter protests, and we weren't even testing as much.
The difference is like the causes of those protests are actually quite different. So
does that matter?
Yes, absolutely.
The cause matters.
Obviously.